3, 2, 1, action!
Hi, we're Group 4. I'm Miko. This is Alice.
Bonjour, my name is Ed.
你好, this is NN.
1, 2, 3.
So we are going to talk about risk management and analyze 2 projects where their outcome was affected by it. So what is risk management?
So risk management is one of the top 10 knowledge fields where a project manager has to be competent. A risk is defined as an event or uncertainty which, if it occurs, can have a positive or negative effect on the project.
Good. So what are the steps in risk management?
Fantastic. According to the risk management model, they have 5 steps. Management planning, identification, qualitative assessment, response planning, monitoring, and controlling.
Any examples?
Great question. We actually do have 2 terrific examples. The first one is the Heathrow Airport. We're going to talk about how they incorporate risk management to guarantee the successful of the project. And the second one, we're going to look into the Denver Airport. We're going to see how the project as a whole has failed because they did not do appropriate risk management. Fantastic.
Heathrow Terminal 5 was to be the largest freestanding structure in the UK, capable of handling 35 million passengers annually. Its state-of-the-art baggage system with 30 miles conveyor belt, 2.8 miles tunnels, 44 reclaim belts is a central component of T5 infrastructure to handle up to 53 million bags annually. Opened in March 27, 2008, Terminal 5 is the largest and busiest airport in the UK and the second busiest airport in the world. The comprehensive and advanced baggage system can make Heathrow handle tons of baggage with respect to air flights and passengers traffic, having a huge impact on Heathrow's effectiveness as the leading international hub in the world. In analyzing the project, both British Airways and British Airports authorities are both considered as the project management teams. Some of the best practices and initiatives of the P5 project should not be underestimated or overlooked. The mission and the key objectives of the project include to set new standards in delighting the traveler at T5, to develop and deliver T5 to new industry standards of health, safety, and security, to earn the proactive support and trust of key stakeholders, to leave behind a legacy of quality. The need for suppliers partnership in line with the T5 agreement and the complexity of railroad construction and systems requirement of the project were additional objectives. To achieve these challenging targets in money and program, BAA had to consider a normal contracting and procurement strategy supported by a performance management system and an audit process. The best practices and learning points of the T5 agreement are well documented, but best practices and learning points can also be derived from other construct of the project quality and project excellence.
Here we wanted to focus on 2 approaches to the risk management in Terminal 5 baggage system. One is for contract management, the other is well designed for the baggage system. In terms of the complex nature of Terminal 5 construction, even small variation in time, budget, or scope can lead to high financial risks. British Airport Authority, the owner of Heathrow, created a unique contract between itself as a client and its deliverable partners. The low-risk contract is aimed at transparency and collaboration in managing risk, holistic all-partners approach to project insurance. To accomplish the goal of letting contractors focus their energy on being on time and on budget, British Airport Authority had contractors' risk payments pulled together, which was then used as incentive. If the contractors finish on time and on budget, they will be rewarded with a share from the pool. If there were cost overruns, the contractor will lose out on their potential bonuses. This strategy also encouraged vendors to work together to solve problems instead of just finger pointing, as it meant that they will all benefit from the collaborating and completing their respective projects. As a result, 80 to 85% of the project deliverables were completed on time at Terminal 5, compared to only about 60% in general construction industry. So, the initiative has worked very well. Based on Heathrow historical data and passenger traffic projection and forecasting, Vanderlande, the vendor of airport baggage system, had a comprehensive design and planning for its system in terms of the risk management. 3 baggage phases are the green light for the system design. Sensors were installed in its 185 check-in positions for baggage presentation based on time bands. The system leading to Terminal 5's capability of handling 12,000 bags per hour to mitigate the risk of passenger congestion. The first phase is for the early bag. Vanderlande built a horizontal structure bag store, providing 4,000 positions to ensure the early bags of all flights having enough space to be stored. The second phase is for critical baggages. The backtracked high-speed delivery system gears towards 2 aircraft stands directly, which can lower the risk of critical bags for missing their flights. The third phase is for in-time and regular bags. Those bags are routed through horizontal sorting system with a capacity of processing 6,000 trays per hour by conveyance speeds of 2 meters per second. The system can increase sorting accuracy and points out its relevant destination correctly. The dynamic flight schedules bring challenges to the system, so monitoring and controlling process are considered to be the part of the whole baggage system. The IT system created by Vanderlande and IBM is the main CPU to handle daily operation and risks. All sensors in the baggage handling system transmit the data and information to IT control office. Then the logistics softwares provide the optimal solutions to each bag, leading Terminal 5 to be the largest handling system in Europe for a single terminal. What's more, the historical data is collected and simulated for the sake of new business implementation, which enables the baggage system cope with future risks and challenges of complex baggaging flows against the terminal vertices.
Now, let's go into the recommendation process. We follow a simple 5 steps when we come up with the recommendation. Firstly, the project analysis. Secondly, identify the specific problem. Thirdly, failure assessment. The 4th step will be the recommended changes. And 5th, we'll also look into the results and then see if this is a valid recommendation. As we discussed previously, BAA should have covered all of the 3 key aspects in project management while during the project planning and risk identification phase in order to avoid mistakes like this time. There are different approaches that BAA can consider. Before going to the details, let's take a quick look of what are the elements that BAA has covered and what are not. In terms of the time, 80% of the work were finished in time, so BAA has achieved that. In terms of the cost element, the BAA has utilized the financial incentive to the contractor to control that within normal range. When it comes to the last element, the scope, that's where the part that BAA has failed on because of the underestimation of IT implementation. Having that in mind, now let's go ahead and discuss some of the specific recommendations. Firstly, incorporating an agile-like mindset into the risk assessment process. Agile methodology is mostly used in IT projects, where the scope is hard to define. In the T5 project, the major reason was underestimating the impact of the risk of IT programs failing. Even though the T5 project as a whole was a construction project, but management level could use different assessment mindset when it comes down to specific function and content of the project. In this case, if BAA were to apply an agile PM mindset during risk assessment, they would need to continuously test the program and understand the complexity of the IT application. In that way, they can avoid underestimating the risk impact. It is also recommended to have a bigger management reserve for both time and budget for the T5 project. since the project is highly complex, consisting of different functions within the project.
To reach the need for the growing airport capacity, Denver County initiated Denver International Airport project to construct state-of-the-art airport system in 1990s, and this plan would make the Denver city as the air transportation hub, with the land area covered 140 kilometers square. This airport was planned to be the largest in the United States and could deal with approximately 50 million passengers annually. To construct such a large airport, the baggage system was an important part in the project. At the heart of the Denver airport was to be constructed a fully automated baggage system with objective to distribute all baggage automatically between transfers, check-ins, as well as pickups. This baggage handling system project was expected to lower the aircraft turnover time to around 30 minutes by eliminating the time wastage and increasing operating efficiency of at the time manual baggage handling systems. This baggage handling system project was supposed to be a model for future, but turned out to be one of the biggest failures. The cost was estimated to be $5 billion with financial support from federal government and about $400 million from the airlines. However, due to various problems in baggage systems, there was delay of over 16 months in the airport opening, and project overran by about 30% due to the complication. During that time, the construction cost kept growing, and the Denver city was estimated to pay $1.1 million per day. The major reason was that project manager never properly implemented the process of risk management to identify any potential risk, and therefore was unable to identify the risk in timely manner and mitigate them.
So, what went wrong with the project? To understand that, let's go and analyze the project on all these risk management steps: the risk planning, risk identification, risk response, and risk monitoring. First, when we analyzed the risk planning step, we realized that for the baggage handling project, no specific risk register was created. Rather, parent project risk register was used to capture information about the project. This creates one major concern, which is that environment for both the projects is different, as the scope is different. And therefore, due to such a decision, they missed out on collecting valuable information about the baggage system project, which further allowed them not to identify risk and perform a proper analysis. Second, during risk identification, they did not create a specific risk probability matrix, rather used the parent's probability matrix. A risk probability matrix basically defines probability of a risk occurring in relation to project environment and impact of that risk on the project. By not creating a project specific matrix, the real estimation of probability and impact of risk was not properly reflected, as it was based more on the environment of the parent project, which was the construction of the airport. Further, during the risk response planning, project team missed out on basic response plans as well as crucial backup plans to mitigate risk, which was the reason that team did not have anything to fall back on when response plan was not able to achieve the results as expected. Finally, within project, due to ignorance of initial steps as discussed and due to missing specific risk register and probability matrix, project team was not able to efficiently monitor the new risks that were getting realized due to new decisions that were being taken during the project life cycle. So now that you know what the project team was doing wrong, let's look at some possible risk in the project and those risks actually realized during the life cycle of the project. The first one is risk of inaccurate estimates. This was one of the key issues which was stated in the final project report that the project was found to be too complex and there were no proper plans to handle it. Project team didn't know what to do, and while figuring that out caused delays and still objectives were not achieved as promised. Second, risk that got realized was that scope had missing activities, as project manager was neither experienced for such project as well as technical team performing were unaware about the technology that was being used, due to which in the work breakdown structure a lot of activities were missing. These activities were later identified during the execution. Till then it was quite late to consider the enormous impact they had, just like the photo you are seeing right now on the screen. Third, as the project was mostly funded by federal government, and if you guys remember, we even did an assignment in the class, the stakeholders like airlines, customers, and even the city got disengaged from the project, and they did not provide the valuable inputs as they were not motivated enough towards the project. So now that you know how the risk gets converted into an actual issue which can lead to a failure of a project, let's look at some recommendations we have provided for such type of project. Our group would like to recommend first and foremost that project managers should have created a specialized risk management team for baggage handling project and the risk register specific to environment of this project. Further, they should make risk matrix by consulting experts who have done baggage systems before rather than consulting airport construction experts, and therefore would have had better estimation of risk getting realized and impact on overall project as well as parent project. Second, we recommend to create backup plans to mitigate the risk. One typical place where they could have implemented such plan is when they faced the technical difficulties as system was not performing and the technology used was incorrect, and basically vandalizing the luggage. After observing this, next implementation would have been done at a smaller level like prototyping rather than going again on a full scale. And our final recommendation is that project manager should have designated someone right from the start of the project whose responsibility would have been to keep the stakeholders informed about the project and always create communication channel with them. This should have been put down even in the work breakdown structure. To conclude our presentation, we would like to highlight that how crucial is risk management in project management process and the knowledge of it for a project manager, where Heathrow project success comes from proper implementation of the process, in contrast to failure of Denver airport baggage system is just because the risk management was not implemented and later on risk became reality and impacted even the parent project significantly.
Thank you for watching!
Any question?
I hope not!